his career recording. Lorne, thank you for coming back again today.
Thank you.
Why the great interest in singing, and where did it start?
You know, for some few years, I got along very well in life without singing, except for my own amusement or amazement.
Yes, in the shower.
In the shower.
I can't even do that.
Then, about a year and a half ago, a man by the name of Steve Scholes, who's head of A&R for RCA Victor, came to me and said, Lorne, I'd like you to sing for us. First I thought he was kidding. And then I thought he was really serious. We discussed it, and I said, all right, you know, what the heck. It should be fun. And it was, and it is. So much fun that I think half my thinking time is in terms of now, what am I going to do in my next album, you know?
Do you practice? Do you have a teacher?
Well, just before my last album, I decided that I really, since RCA was really serious about it, I should become really serious about it. And I did. And I began taking singing lessons. And just before the last album, I had time for about a dozen lessons.
Do they help or hinder?
Oh,
Did it throw you off the track?
No, they helped.
Heretofore, you were just doing what came naturally?
Heretofore, what came naturally, but I was also doing something which was unnatural. In order to hold a note, you know, I thought that singing was like speech. You spoke at the front of the mouth. But singing, of course, you sing back in the throat.
Yes.
So when I hit a note to hold it, and I pushed it as far forward as possible, it hit the hard palate, and I got the rudest kind of bleating sound, and I didn't know how to get rid of it. You know, simply because I didn't know what I was doing. And this teacher put me straight in a great hurry. In the very first lesson, he says, I'm going to tell you what you're doing wrong. And I was so surprised and shocked and pleased that I was going to a man who really knew. And I've been studying with him. It's made a remarkable difference to my ear. I don't know if anybody else hears the difference, but I certainly do. And I'm having a ball. And I'm like a young kid starting out in something new.
You're not learning how to breathe for the first time. Most of us have to learn how to breathe, but you are very good at that. I can tell by the way you speak.
I've been breathing for some time.
The correct way of breathing. I had a man in New York who tried valiantly to teach me a few songs for Wildcat, and he spoke also of just what you mentioned about getting it from back of the throat rather than up front, and he suggested that I hang on to the bottom of a large baby grand piano one day, and I hung on too tightly, and I tried to hit a note, and they had to pick me up off the floor. I didn't straighten up for 3 days. I got, I tell you, I took him too literally. Now, you mentioned that you have a new record, and I suppose that is The Man?
That's the name of the album, and there's a song on that album called The Man. As a matter of fact, we called the album after the song. I said to a writer of songs one day, I said, write me a song about my father. And he said, what? I said, write me a song about my father. He said, oh, boy.
Did he know your father?
No. I just met the man last year. And he said, well, what do you mean? I said, well, I want a song about a man who was a good listener, a man who could direct your thinking and your way of thinking in your life and the way you feel and in the proper direction. And off the top of my head, I came out with a phrase which he remembered. And he said my father had shoulders big enough to cry on. And he remembered that, and he put it into the song, and he did write a song about my father, but except it wasn't about my father. It was the father of us all, about the Lord. And it's called The Man. And you can talk to the man. He's got shoulders big enough to cry on.
What a line.
Yeah.
I would love to hear The Man. Could we take time out to listen to it now, Lorne?
I'd love you to.
Thank you. The Man by Lorne Greene.
Yes, you can talk to the man. He's got time. He'll understand. He's got shoulders big enough